All right, y'all, welcome back. We're back to another reaction, man. We got a reaction by Simple Tune. I almost said Simple Tunes, but it's Simple Tune. Cartoons and LGBT representation in cartoons. And we're going to see what happens and how this works out and see the different, variations of the LGBT in cartoons. Maybe he might say one that I didn't even think about or know about. Make sure y'all check him out, man. Make sure you like and sub up as well. We just gonna continue these reactions and see where it goes from here. And let me know if y'all want me to react to anything else. No, you can't, bro. Y'all can't be playing these clips, bro. I don't know what type of pool y'all got. I can't be playing that. Like, I don't want them to catch me like that, man. What is that Disney logo?
You to feel when you see LGBT representation in cartoons, but
Craig
I'm
and the
not
Creek
falling
was
for that.
success?
Too many creators have cried out about the dirty tricks the big dogs like Disney, Cartoon Network, and Nickelodeon.
Why is the
pull
Disney
behind
logo
the
like
scenes
that,
while
but the other one's
flying
not?
pride flags on their socials, and we will be exposing them today. Starting with Disney. When you watch Gravity Falls, you probably think this is just a mystery cartoon, and that's all it's ever going to be. Thanks to Disney forcing Alex Hirsch into cutting major parts out of his vision for the show before they ever made it to the air. Alex.
See, that sucks, bro. When creators got to go through that, bro, I'd be like, dang, the show could have been even better. But the fact that it was still good and he had to cut stuff out.
Initially wanted
they did it with Owl
characters
House
on the
too,
show.
I think.
Someone asked him in a Reddit Q&A while the show was still running if he would ever include gay characters. And his answer? I would love to, but I doubt they'd ever let me do it in kids' TV. But man, I would if I could. But he couldn't.
Why you say
because
it like
before even a single episode aired, Disney sat Hirsch down and made it very clear that there would be no LGBT characters in Gravity Falls.
See, that's what happens. A lot of these kids shows, that's why I'd be like, it'd be crazy. Like nowadays, it's like every kid or every show has that in there. But it's like this was mid 2010s. They weren't allowing that. Like, it's crazy.
False. That was the rule.
And he said he really wanted
negotiation. But Alex isn't the type to just accept that, so he snuck it in anyways. That is when he created Sheriff Blubbs and Deputy Durland as background characters.
They zesty?
Two police officers who were technically just colleagues. You know, nothing that
they
could
not
point
zesty,
at
bro.
and say that
they
this is too much. And, of course, we picked up on this sneaky relationship. Something about the way they looked at each other, the way they talked. They weren't doing too much, but they got emotional around each other every time. The Disney executives were watching and going, is this guy really trying to play us? I wish I was making this stuff up every time. But in 2022, Hirsch released the actual...
He looked like Jack Pepperbrock.
Emails between himself and Disney's Standards and Practices Department about which scenes could be approved and which ones were crossing the line. This was the scene that got their attention.
No, I can't. We got a Roblox ad.
Roblox digital gift cards with Microsoft.
It's over.
Bubs putting his arm around versus flirtatious.
As
noted in previous concerns, that affectionate relationships should remain comical versus flirtatious. As noted in previous concerns, man, you just know they had to be warning him about the relationship between these two for quite a while. By the way, this is a show about demonic possession, time travel, and a villain who literally tears the universe apart. But a hand on his shoulder was where Disney drew the line. Hirsch reassured.
Now, if you say it like that, that is kind of crazy. Like you had all that stuff in there, but you couldn't add, some zestiness in there, which sounds crazy coming out of my mouth, but still, like, come on.
For them, it was nothing, though.
She even got
quoted, nope, they're buddies. Chill out. This reply was all it took to approve the scene, and what I see from this particular email is Disney trying to avoid any LGBT representation. They don't care much. They just want to have a reasonable excuse in case there's a need to defend themselves against considerable
I've never seen this. What is this?
But on some occasions, Hirsch convinced Disney that the dirt wouldn't fall back on them. Like in the episode The Love God, a storyboard artist drew two old ladies falling in love in the background of a crowd scene. And it made sense because a love potion was loose, so two people, regardless of sex, could fall in love. And it would have been, what, 4 seconds max? Well, Disney wasn't having it. They cut it out in the final version of the episode. And Hirsch couldn't let it go without an explanation. One thing about this guy, he pushed back every single time.
Dang, they really didn't want no zestiness in Gravity Falls?
Because they didn't even have a solid answer for him when he asked why. The first thing they did was make him talk on the phone instead of the regular back and forth emails, because they couldn't think of a single way to phrase an answer to the question in an email without sounding like bigots. Hirsch knew they weren't bigots and called them out for what they really were. I honestly don't think they were bigots. I think they were cowards. They They basically admitted that there was no good reason why I should change it, but that they get complaints about this stuff from various homophobic parents and would rather avoid the headache, and couldn't I just drop it?
That is true. Who cares?
He tried his best.
It's 2026.
And if he didn't change,
even though this came out in like 2013, 14, 12, I might
it seemed they would have cut it out themselves anyway, so he just had to for the show to keep running. The last thing you want as a creator is the network running changes to your show behind your back, because they may find more than one thing to tamper with. These networks are running a strict program to keep every creator in line for the sake of international revenue, so they didn't have to get canceled by the very markets they were trying to break into. At the time,
Gravity Falls would have got
literally
canceled.
illegal to show LGBT content in countries like Russia and China, and they wouldn't hesitate to kick any network that was testing them off TV.
Oh, why is the Disney logo
And these
colored
markets
like
represented billions of dollars in revenue for American entertainment companies, so obviously they didn't want to risk it. Gravity Falls was feeling the full weight of that pressure, but Hirsch continued pressing, continued pushing for his authentic ideas to be heard. Luckily for him, he endured enough to actually see the beginning of the cultural shift. LGBT was actually getting more mainstream by the day. Pride
that's what I was
growing louder. The executives were caught off guard by this development, but they remembered who they were in a second and thought, how do we make money off this without losing our current customers? This was just a passing thought until the real problem that had been building on their necks for years popped out of the woodwork again. Hirsch pushed for his two gay characters to finally confirm their relationship in the series finale. On a normal day, they would refuse, but this time they went, why not use our old problem to solve our new problem?
Wait.
Everyone gets what they want.
Did they do that in the finale?
Win-win. And the problem? Lubbs and Derlin confessing to each other in the series finale.
And if you break the rules, we're gonna
Bro, I can't do that. I can't play clips, bro. I'm scared.
While holding onto it super tight. They benefited the most out of this arrangement, positioning themselves as progressive pioneers with the very small room that they gave to Hirsch to include an LGBT relationship. Hirsch grabbed the opportunity by the neck and made it worthwhile. But if you think Hirsch was savage for fighting for years just to get a tiny sliver of representation in a finale scene, then let me introduce you to the real gangster, Rebecca Sugar. Around the same time, Sugar, the creator of Steven Universe, was finessing Cartoon Network so hard they almost lost track of how many lines she was crossing. Sugar had been a storyboard artist on Adventure Time since 2010. She had worked closely with network executives and already understood how they operated. She had probably seen a lot of shows get canceled or restricted during her time, and she was taking serious notes. Then, she left her role as a storyboard artist and pitched Steven Universe. And this time,
she went from Adventure Time to Steven Universe? That's gotta be the most goated thing ever. You went from goat to goatness?
Into it.
Oh,
Sugar
man.
is bisexual, so she embedded queer relationships and characters into the show from the very start of development, and even based two of the show's main characters on her romance with co-showrunner Ian Jones-Quartey. This was personal. Unlike
Bro, he looked like Jack
she wasn't
Pepperbrock,
trying to negotiate around background characters or make them look like friends. Now, obviously, this is the type of proposal Cartoon Network would throw out the window before reading through the first paragraph.
Bro, were these shows really against that? I swear they had, like, people being zesty, like, in shows before, right? Before 20, like, maybe I'm tripping.
But Sugar was smart enough to keep the queer details to herself. She said it herself. We knew at that time, this was 2011, 2012, that we weren't going to be allowed to show Ruby and Sapphire in a relationship
Which is crazy, in 2011,
She
2012.
built the show first and got a great fan base to support it, then introduced the surprise Ruby and Sapphire in episode 52, Jailbreak.
With Google Play Games, you can play unlocked. Unlock bigger screens.
No, I can't play clips. I'm scared, y'all. I'm scared. Shout out to Simply Tunes.
As expected, we got the note that these characters cannot be in a romantic relationship. I said they are. They sing a song about it. They're in love. The song has already
One of the greatest songs in the... I can't
take
pause
it
it.
out.
One of the greatest songs in the show.
By the time Cartoon Network fully understood what Sugar was building, it was too late. Pulling it out would be destroying one of the best shows on the network, and they were not about to do that to a show making them a ton of money.
She's a genius.
They let the relationship go on, but then Sugar kept pushing for more. She wanted to give Ruby and Sapphire every kind of romantic vibe in the book. And there was a lot of back and forth doing this. But because of the foundation she had already built from the start of the show, Cartoon Network had to give in to most of it and figure out how to deal with the international markets on their own. We got all of it. Flirting and literally
it was a
holding
lot.
on to each other in the middle of a
That was-
high-stakes baseball
man.
game, just like you see in
She's
movies.
smart. She's a
Arguments,
genius.
Breaking up, reuniting after separation, everything.
Didn't they kiss too?
It looks so well coordinated, but the executives were giving Sugar the stick behind the scenes the entire time. But just as they thought she couldn't go any further, she started pushing for one of the most absurd scenes in cartoon history. A same-sex wedding.
I knew it.
And Cartoon Network's response was exactly what you'd expect. No. In their words,
That's not
but
funny.
if Steven Universe gets a gay wedding, then every show is gonna want a gay wedding.
Dang.
Sugar stood
say it
on
like that,
business,
man?
though. She said, yes, good, why not? She had been there before many times and seen even the most resistant notes get overturned. She knew how to build a case.
Man, Steven Universe was really pushing boundaries with that, huh? I never knew it was that deep. I just thought, oh, she put it in there, that's cool. These people
So,
really, like,
instead
these
of
network
leading with the
executives
LGBT
really think
angle,
about that.
She
Like,
pitched everything
crazy.
around it. A big musical
Really crazy.
number, a huge fight, a half-hour special.
that's crazy.
All the things Cartoon Network already knew their audience loved. The wedding just happened to be in the middle of all of it. This proposal was too good to reject, so eventually Cartoon Network approved it. And we got the wedding, which was a whole vibe, by the way.
I
The
know.
same Cartoon Network that didn't even want the scene to make it into the episode treated it as a landmark episode. Sugar fought hard for this, but Cartoon Network swooped in to take the credit.
That dude from the office.
Oh, and they asked her to wrap up the show. She shared how she had to beg for an extension. I had been told this would be the final
crazy.
pickup for us,
That's
and I can't
crazy
wait for an
how
additional
stuff
6
like this
episodes at
happens
the end of
behind the
season in
scenes,
order to
bro.
wrap up the story.
Like, you think a show's just doing great, and all of a sudden, oh, it could have been canceled.
To these
They did it with
networks,
Owl House,
LGBT representation is only as valuable.
I'm glad
as the
they didn't do it
content
in
generates,
Amphibia. I would've
not
cried.
like the executives actually care about the community. And the episode did bring all eyes to them,
Right.
including the wrong ones.
What?
The episode had to be cut from airing in countries with strict LGBT laws. The network was tired of this back and forth, so Steven Universe, with all of its award and all of its cultural impact, had to go.
Dang.
Sugar did the finale with what little runway she had left, and it was clear to most fans that it was rushed. And obviously, people went online and blamed Sugar for not sticking the landing, for
Dang.
leaving storylines unresolved and not wrapping things up properly. The rushed ending made people forget the good memories from the show. It started to look like the LGBT content was being forced in while the actual story was being ignored, and the blame shifted between the culture and the writer, but never got back to the progressive executives that worked overtime to make production a literal war zone. Just like Hirsch, Sugar took her hard-earned W and left the show.
Dang.
But one creator had been watching all of this. The Hershey Mills, the sugar battles, and went on. Screw the long game, it doesn't pay
There's
anyways.
Owl House.
It
I was
just
just,
extends your
oh my
suffering.
god. I've never seen this, obviously. But I just thought, that's what I was thinking about when bro.
Dana Terrace
They
created
literally
the Owl
cut
House
this-
with fully authentic LGBT representation in mind.
Yeah, 'cause
And
Lou's
from day
always
one,
liked
she
girls.
told Disney exactly what she was building. No hiding characters, no long game, no trying to hide feelings under comedy. She walked into development meetings and made her intentions completely clear. The
That's
show
crazy.
would have a bisexual protagonist.
She don't like
That was
dudes.
the plan, and
Did
she was
Did
not
she ever like
pretending
dudes?
otherwise. Of course, Disney's response was to reject it entirely.
Dang.
So Terrace did what Sugar never did. She flared up. In her words, "Life is short, and I don't have time for cowardice. I was ready to move on to greener pastures if need
Dang,
be."
so Owl House would
A
have
week
never
or two
got
later,
something?
Disney gave her the all clear. They didn't want to lose this banger of a storyline, and this time the LGBT movement was gaining so much more traction. Terrace went crazy with this newfound permission and created Luz Nocida as Disney's first bisexual protagonist.
That's
Terrace
crazy.
built Luz's relationship with Amity slowly across multiple seasons right in front of us. We didn't need the creator to confirm anything. We were watching them fall in love in real time. The show was so great and mature. It was in the top 5 animated series watched by kids ages 6 to 11.
What?
It even won a Peabody Award.
What?
Alex Hirsch, who was Terrace's partner
Top
at the time,
5?
publicly congratulated her. Back when I made Gravity...
Where was Amphibia? Where was Amphibia? It better be top 3. Bro, I'm telling you, I was obsessed with Amphibia, bro. Like, it brought me back to, like, waiting for shows to come out every Saturday. Like, I was too locked in. I was too locked in Amphibia, guys. Way too locked in.
Apparently, the happiest place on Earth meant the straightest.
What?
But as of today, thanks to Dana Terrace and her team, there are explicitly queer animated main characters on Disney TV. I'm so proud and happy to say that. Yeah, that was most.
And I feel like for these characters that like the same gender, I feel like it's easier to get greenlit girls than dudes, because it's like, I don't know, you know, a lot of people see 2 girls together and it's like they don't really bat an eye. They see 2 dudes together, it's like, you know what I mean? So I feel like it's easier to get it clear when it's 2 girls.
Not,
sometimes.
They made his
well, this video is proving I'm wrong. So that was just cap, but still.
What Terrace was doing was a blessing to every creator like Hirsch who had tried before her, and every creator who would not have dared to push as hard without seeing it done first. This was the beginning of something great. Disney felt the momentum in the air and canceled the show before it could go any further. Terrace confirmed in a Reddit post that Disney made the decision to cancel the show before Season 1, Episode 18 even aired.
Dang.
At the end of the day, there are a few business people who oversee what fits into the Disney brand, and one day, one of those guys decided TOH didn't fit that brand.
The
story
House
is serialized, our audience skews older, and that just didn't fit this one guy's tastes. That's it. Isn't that wild? Really grinds my guts, boils my brain, kicks my shins, and all the things.
Dang.
The show wasn't even on Disney Plus before it was canceled, so you know it's not about metrics. The show was doing well, better than most other Disney shows at the time.
Not Amphibia,
You can
probably.
tell Terrace was tired to her bones. The execs literally saw it was serialized from day one. Obviously, older kids tend to follow serialized shows better. This was as simple as 2 + 2. Some execs wanted the show gone and used the age issue as the...
They really wanted this show gone and was really about to, like, they had to cut down their episodes, but it's crazy how one same gender relationship was going to get rid of Owl House completely.
Perfect excuse to
I
make
was
it
more
happen
locked in with
quiet.
Amphibia. I watched Owl House
She wasn't
too,
even part of the conversations about the fate of her own show. They only told her the outcome of their board meeting as a formality. She said it herself. They just wanted to be done with TOH, and this was the perfect chance to do that. Even getting the Consolation Season 3 episodes was difficult, apparently.
Oh, so Owl House
Hard
will
to
never
say,
come back
I wasn't
now.
allowed to be part of any conversations
man.
until I
Owl
was
House
just
is never
told.
coming back.
Wasn't even allowed to present my case. Terrace left Disney after finishing the finale. But
But what? But what?
Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
You bet not. I bet not. I bet not get another one.
Whoa.
What's that?
I just built a budgeting app in Base 44.
Guys.
But Disney kept streaming the show. They kept accepting the rewards it generated. The Peabody is probably still on their shelf somewhere. The people who made it are gone. Not just gone, they kicked them out the door. Even when it looked like the world was finally coming to terms with LGBT representation, top networks like Disney and Cartoon Network kept making life difficult for creators.
Insane.
But we'll never see this because they're good at covering their tracks. This June and every other
like
June
this
in the
video
last
simply.
decade, we've seen Disney, Cartoon Network,
There
and
it is.
Nickelodeon slap rainbow filters on their profile pictures. They come out with their Pride Month
What
posts
the
like
heck?
they've been the biggest supporters the entire time.
That is
And
fake.
then
That's real
July
fake.
1st arrives. The logos go back to normal. The posts
That's-
get archived,
oh,
and it's
snap.
business as
That's crazy. So they only celebrated on June 1st. that's not funny. That's kind of funny. That's like, what is it? LARPing? Isn't that LARPing? You only care. That's performative, bro. You can't only care about people of the same gender being together in June. Bro. Shout out Flight FTC, man. It's June.
these companies had figured out the
Bro, if I don't, I'm trying to hit the
formula.
space bar,
Show
man.
up loudly in June to
I'm trying
collect
to-
the goodwill from one side. Stay quiet enough the other 11 months to avoid upsetting the advertisers,
Bro.
the conservative markets, and the international distribution deals that keep the real money flowing. They stay one leg in, one leg
Dang,
out.
you
Whenever
they
fully
really not
committed to
gonna
either
get
position,
paid
so they can
if
just
they have
pivot
some
whenever the
zesty
wind
stuff on
changes.
their stuff.
Hirsch didn't hold back with his comment on Disney's 2021 Pride post. Disney privately, cut the gay scene. We might lose precious pennies from Russia and China. Disney publicly says, Hong Kong, we put a rainbow bumper sticker on Lightning McQueen today. Consume our products, teens. This bunch of hypocrites ruined a lot of great shows with multiple interferences. Creators like Hirsch, Sugar, and Terrace would never forgive their respective networks for ruining the potential of their shows. And these are just the stories we know about, the ones where creators were public and angry enough to talk about it afterwards. For every Alex Hirsch who releases the emails, there are creators who signed NDAs, writers who made the compromises quietly.
Yeah, them NDAs are deadly, man.
These corporate executives have done more harm than good, and they're seeing LGBT representation purely as an opportunity to be milked and then closed back up whenever it becomes inconvenient. The real MVPs are the creators who fought back through wit and sheer will, making sure to add representation in their shows because, for some of them, that's the whole reason they even developed the ideas.
It's crazy.
And maybe their work doesn't mean too much now or get the recognition it deserves right now,
Our House
but
is
the
popular.
bolder they
And
are,
Steven
the more
Universe.
permission it gives the next creator to go further, just like we saw with Terrace pushing the limits. Their efforts would transcend generations, and that's when most people would realize the gravity of what they've done. But we don't need to wait until then to appreciate them. We can do it now.
This, man, Jack Pembroke looking dude, man, this was inspirational. I'm liking this video. Make sure y'all like and sub up his stuff. Make sure y'all go to his stuff. Make sure y'all like and sub up my stuff, man. I gotta keep up with his page, bro. You know, I'm a sub to him too, man. We gonna keep an eye on this dude. This was goated.